Good evening, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Corporate Crash Course. I am your. Did we ever figure out? Is it just Game Master for Root
I think
again?
it's just Game
Storyteller?
Master.
Is that what I am?
Storyteller, I think that's what you said.
I like Storyteller.
Storyteller is pretty cool. I don't. Yeah, no, it's Game Master. That's what my quick start says. So it's fine. I'll be your Game Master tonight. My name is Cody. Um, as we continue on our adventure in this here Root RPG, man, I love the freaking art for this game, and the background's always got there. It's so good. It's just it's adorable, and yet so dark. I'm joined by two of my friends tonight, Nick and Mike. Nice, that was some good dead air, guys. I'm really happy about that.
You waved.
I know, appreciate it. But don't forget
What
that
do you
this
need?
also goes up. Eventually, this also goes up as a podcast. So relying on the physical medium is really the best thing you guys can do.
What you need is more difficult editing, right?
Yeah, of course. What I'm going to do with that then, Nick, is I'm going to find your absolute worst soundbite through all of our episodes, and I'm going to insert it right into that moment, completely out of context.
Well, I'll come up with some bad ones tonight, so it'll make it tougher to choose.
I appreciate that. That's why you're part of the team.
Yeah.
Zoe's been with us through this adventure so far too. Sadly, she cannot be with us tonight. We apologize for the inconvenience, but she did give me some instructions to allow us to continue on our root-tastic adventure through Talon Hill. So yeah, I mean, do either of you guys have any comments about this before we start, or do we just want to kind of dive right into it?
I'm ready to dive right in and try and swindle our way into as much treasure as we can.
Yeah, where did we leave off? We had decided that we were going to give the what did we have? The scepter, I think, is what we wanted to give to Thurgood. The mantle to Theodora. And
I
what were
think
we
so.
giving to Gaius? Do you remember?
There was the sharp bone, the bag. Oh, the sword. Nobody wanted the sword. We were gonna give.
It was the sword. Yes, that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was like I thought we weren't giving away the bone, the pouch, or the whip.
No.
The plan was to just keep those.
And I have the not the stamp, but the seal that I want to keep as well for potential.
You wanted to, yeah,
counterfeiting
for forging stuff. Yeah.
Yes. No. I believe you're correct. I believe the idea was to divide and conquer. So really, you guys got to decide who's going where and with what. To kind of fulfill your potential bargains.
Right. Well, we could send Flint. if your instructions are sufficient, we could send Flint somewhere. The plan was, since there's three of us and three marks.
3 marks?
There are 3 marks, yes.
Yeah, I mean...
Hey,
yeah,
we rendered the services.
There's 3 saps we're going to take advantage of.
We rendered the services we agreed to, for the most part.
Sure. You also knocked the whole fucking castle to the ground. But anyway.
That wasn't part of the deal.
I think it fell.
Yeah.
It also
naturally
fell.
Sure.
We just happened to be there when it fell.
Also, just to make sure that I don't screw up any other potential storytelling, I'm assuming that the 3 of you have basically, you saw the place fall, you went back to kind of get into the bottom of the treehouse, but I'm kind of assuming after that, you guys kind of picked up your stuff, ran into the tree line and like kind of hunkered down in a bush, maybe to have your conversation.
I think we discussed that. And
Okay.
also
Yeah, originally
burying
we hid.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's right. Sorry, you were hiding the treasures in the base of the tree.
I think we decided on burying it in the end. Someone pointed out there's a giant hole in the top of the tree.
That
Yeah.
would have been me. I believe I would have pointed that out.
So we would like to bury the treasures in the wood. The pouch, the bone, and the whip. And I don't know, you're putting your seal in the buried pile?
Might as well, just in case anyone gets suspicious. I can, turn out my pockets.
Yeah, in case you get exactly. In case they're like, oh, we want to search you to make sure you're not holding anything back. We're not holding anything back.
I think I'm gonna leave because I had picked up some chainmail. I think I'm gonna leave that on and just see if anybody calls me out on it. Because then that's like an easy one to be like, oh yeah, I forgot, I put that on to, you can have that. Give them a win so that they don't keep searching.
Potentially, yeah.
Do you want to take the sword then? Sword and chainmail?
um, that's going to Gaius. You had
Yes.
made the deal. I mean, I know you had negotiated most of the deals, but Gaius was like the most.
All right, I can go and deal with Gaius.
Yeah.
Just beware Thurgood. He's the one that worries me. Because he had like a proper
He had a list, eh?
military, he had a barracks. Like he had a list, yeah. Like Theodora and Gaius are in like makeshift camps with Minutemen as their guard, but
Mm.
Thurgood seemed to have his shit together.
Right.
I mean, Theodora has a I wouldn't call them necessarily Minutemen. Like they have the she's got the army versus the
Oh, versus Thurgood had the
like
elite
the
guard.
Capitol Guard kind of situation, or like the city guard, right?
Yeah, Thurgood had a bunch of like old nobles, I think.
And the barracks. Like he's set up in town.
Mhm. Yeah, because because he does control the city guard.
Yeah.
He does have the kind of army fortification within the city, but he does not like.
Yeah, he controls the clearing right now.
Mhm.
So he's the one I'm most concerned about, wary of.
We could send Flint there, and then if it starts to go sideways, he'll light things on fire.
Flint, what do you think about that proposal?
Flint loves the proposal idea. As soon as you set fire, he stopped listening.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. So I'll go to Theodora.
I'll take Gaius. So I'll take him the sword. Yeah.
Okay.
Since Theodora was getting the mantle. I feel like
And so
Thurgood will
there's-
be happy with the scepter. That feels like, the old noble with the big staff.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the plan to go have these conversations and meet back here like tonight to dig up your stuff and then get out of town?
Yes, because they're all gonna go try and lay claim
Yeah, they're all
to
going to
the
be
throne.
like, "Oh, we got this." Yeah, so we got to get out of Dodge like as soon as we make these deliveries.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're at the tree line and you're back in the clearing. The number of bystanders around the now grounded ruins of the castle has ballooned. There are just tons of people, lots of bird folk, a bunch of otters, because we were dealing with that before. One of them's got to be there, right? Let's roll a die and see which one. Oh, where's my dice? Where's my dice?
Maybe we should
And
wait until the hubbub is cleared away and then sneak out. Be like, oh,
Right.
we just barely made it out.
And we didn't want
Oh.
to. We didn't want anyone else to see that we had the stuff. Let them look through the rubble and find nothing.
as you're watching, the crowd begins to part as the army pushes through with Theodora at the head. You can see she approaches the I want to say the smoking ruins, but again, nothing was on fire, so it would really just be kind of like smoke kicked up from it hitting the ground, I guess. Kind of settle,
The dusty ruins?
I guess. Because I'm picturing like dappled sunlight coming down through the trees, and it's hitting all of the dust that has been kind of disturbed and creating like shafts of light that are emphasizing kind of the broken husk of the body of this castle that is now on the forest floor. And she leads her army kind of straight up to the ruined pile. Yeah, that's what you see for the moment. Her army's kind of like trying to push people back, keep people back, while she is kicking some of the stones. What do you guys want to do?
I think we wait.
I agree, but I'm wondering if we can signal to her somehow to go back to her camp. Like, leave whatever. She wants to leave the army to search or whatever. She can. But yeah, the longer
Could have
it
Flint
goes.
light the camp on fire. That'd catch her attention.
The longer the crowd, like if we wait for it to dissipate, there's more of a chance, I feel like, of these three people talking to each other.
I see your point.
Or at least, people from the different factions talking to each other. I guess we only made the deal with the leaders, but
Well, why don't Flint and I take off? You wait. How long did it take to get here from the clearing? It wasn't far, right?
It was like a 5-minute walk or so.
Yeah, you wait like 10 minutes and then you go and speak to her.
okay.
Right, because we had
See if you
situated
can
it
get her
basically
to...
such that like the castle in the tree could basically like overlook the clearing. So
Yeah.
it can't really be like that far.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a good plan.
All right, I'll take
Okay.
off back towards the clearing.
Okay. Like through the crowd or kind of around the way?
Around. I want to take a through the brush path towards Gaius's encampment.
Okay. Nick, are you just sitting and watching kind of the crew for a moment?
Yeah, I'll give them a bit of time to get to their respective camps, and then
Yeah.
I'll.
I'm assuming
I'll try
Flint's
and...
going to kind of do the same thing and leave similarly. So you kind of watch. It doesn't look like Theodore doesn't have the army going through the rubble. If anything, it just looks like she's basically just using them to keep a perimeter to keep people away from the ruins. She kind of kicks some stones for a little bit, maybe like sifts through something without really seeming to focused necessarily. Because after about 5-10 minutes, she like says something to one of her generals and she walks off.
In the direction of her camp?
Yep.
Alone?
Yep.
Okay. I'll wait until we're like I'll kind of follow at a distance until we're a little ways away from the crowd and I can approach without
Great.
drawing too much attention.
So we'll go deal with Billy and Gaius, I believe. Because
I'm
why?
Theodora.
Sorry, Billy's with Theodora.
Scraps.
Scraps and Gaius. I had all you guys like all your names written down somewhere, and for the life of me, I can't figure out where I did it. Like, is it a computer note? Did I write it in a page in my book? Which book?
We'll just keep calling each other by name until it sticks.
It's almost like if I were organized and had like one single like way of keeping track of things, I would have this, but I don't. So whatever. Anyway, so when we set up Gaius's kind of area, he was a little more on the outskirts of town, or sorry, up the clearing. Realistically, on paper, he's probably the least. What's the word I'm looking? Least entitled to what he's trying to go for. You've got Thurgood, who like is technically kind of the closest heir from a genealogical perspective. You've got Theodora, who's got the army, so there's realistically a potential coup that could happen there, right? For a quick seize of power. Gaius, the youngest, not closest related. And he's kind of balancing his right to succession on a very old rule that he seems to have dug up from an ancient text within the dynasty. And yeah, he's kind of currently surrounded by river folk. Campus full of otter. Weird in Birdtown, but whatever. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. So you get to his encampment, and we're actually going to say that
I would like to like muddy myself, make it look like I don't know, let's say crawled out of a ruined castle. Is the look I'm going for.
Okay. We'll deal with that'll give you a bonus, I assume, on a persuade or anything in the future. But okay, I like that detail. That feels good. So as you're getting to the encampment, you're actually noticing that they're packing up. The otters appear to be packing boxes and loading things onto carts. You kind of walk up. So I picture very much like a not like a tent, but like a kind of fenced off cordon section where he's kind of keeping his group, and he has a tent towards the back where the feast was initially kind of also held, but where his sleeping quarters must be kind of located. So you approach the fenced off kind of area, and like nobody stops. Nobody questions anything. They're busy going about their packing, as I've kind of mentioned. So you walk in, and this is all just going on around you. Nobody really seems to pay much mind.
All right, I will look for Gaius then.
Okay.
As I walk in, maybe I'll try and grab a passing guard and say, Gaius, where is he?
He kind of shrugs you off and like points towards the back and continues to go about his packing. Doesn't even really fully acknowledge that you stopped him.
And I will continue limping over to where he pointed.
You find the young lord wearing his typical kind of cloak from before. I'm picturing I don't know why I'm picturing that. He's just kind of looking despondently I don't know, down at the ground, sitting on a stump.
Lord Gaius.
Hmm? Oh, he turns around and looks at you, and immediately kind of like stands up, just like, yes, you survived. I heard that the whole castle fell down. I wouldn't have thought anybody made it out.
Well, because the castle collapsed, we didn't have time to explore the ruins in full, but I was able to recover this. And I'm going to pull out the sword, and I'll do
Oh my
one of
god.
these and present it to him.
He kind of like takes it, but also like without really looking at it, kind of like throws it to the ground slightly and kind of like grabs your shoulders and is just like, I'm so happy that at least you made it out, that I hadn't doomed all of you to such a painful death. Did the others make it too, or were you the only one who made it out?
I did not see them as I escaped the rubble.
Oh, uh, um, look, I, I I don't know how to express my gratitude for and I'm very impressed that you were able to find anything. Um, while the sword is not a direct kind of a symbol of leadership technically within the Erie, it's still a valuable artifact to my family, and it will be something that we cherish forever, especially knowing the lives that were lost because of it. Um, also, yeah, I owe you this, and he pulls out the rest of the like a pouch with the same amount of money that you had before, and it kind of shoves it in your hand, and it's just kind of like again my deepest apologies. And is there anything I can do to help ease the burden of what you've experienced?
If it's not too much trouble, just a meal for the road, and I'll be on my way. I
Oh,
should let
for
the
sure.
others'
Yes. Uh,
families know what happened.
I will. I will say it will take me a little bit of time to get it together. It appears that my crew here is packing up to move on to potentially greener pastures. But I will get that for you in due time. Give me an hour. Hearing nothing, he kind of scuttles off. Oh,
All right.
yep.
I would like to keep an eye, if I can, on what he does next.
He kind of like he goes about trying to talk to a couple of the otters, one of them in particular. He kind of keeps looking back towards you and trying to, I guess, kind of make your request happen. Um, are you just going to kind of chill out and wait?
Um, that depends. If he sticks around the camp, I will try to. But if I see him leaving, um, I will. Well, I'll go over and speak to him as he's on his way out.
Um, yeah, no, we'll say he doesn't leave. He ends up needing to talk to a couple of the otters, and one of them ends up giving him a container of rations, which he brings over to you.
Thank you for your generosity. I'm afraid I must be going. The hour is getting late.
Oh,
I would
yes,
rather
yes,
be on the road before
of course, of
before
course.
the sun sets.
And seriously, if you ever do need anything in the area, or if you ever run into anybody, um, anyone else within the Kingfisher line, you will be um, you will be tremendously revered for the sacrifice you made. He hands you a small piece of cloth that's been rolled up, and when you unroll it, you see that it has a sigil for the Kingfisher family on it. So that'll be an increase in reputation.
I will bow and I will thank him, and I will say, I'm only sorry that we could not complete the task you set upon us.
He kind of nods his head, and he kind of picks up the sword and kind of weighs it in his hands and stares at it as you kind of turn around and walk out. All right, let's
meeting spot.
jump to Nick. So yes, Theodora has walked back over to her encampment.
Okay. I'll try and like catch up to her before she gets into the encampment so we can kind of walk and talk.
Okay, you kind of catch her right at the edge. Just she's about to pass through her two guards that lead to their section of the clearing.
General?
She turns around. She's like, "Oh, Jesus! Were you in there? What the hell happened?"
I'm not sure. I am considering going back to investigate how something so large that had been there for so long suddenly fell. But no, I wasn't in there while it fell. The creaking from the branches gave us enough of a warning that we were able to anchor ourselves to the tree itself and use the kit you gave us to climb back down.
Oh, good. So all of you made it out okay?
Yes, the others were a little injured from falling branches. I'm going to return to check up on them, but I've managed okay.
Well, shit, you should bring them back over here. We've like medics and stuff that could help. I mean, if you guys, I mean, look, you went up there on my accord, so it's kind of the least I can do to try and help make the situation better.
I appreciate that. I know that Scraps in particular is a bit of a proud possum. Bit of a proud opossum. I don't think he'd like me parading him into your medical tent. If you have some supplies, maybe a small kit that I could bring back. Nothing seemed too dramatic, and I have some skill in patching up basics. You know, when you're on the road long enough, you have to learn these things.
I kind of want you to roll trick because to spurn her offer. Kind of want to see how this goes.
Okay, so trick is cunning. Okay. What do we've got an 8 on the dice, and my cunning's +2, so I actually hit a 10.
Nice. So you're good. Yeah, she kind of shakes her head slowly and is just like, yeah, I never met a possum that was easy to deal with like that. Feel your pain. Yeah, we got some kits in here. I'll give one to you. Did you find anything?
Unfortunately, we didn't have much time in the castle, but we did find this in remarkable condition considering the material. And I'll hold out the mantle to her.
Wow. It was quite a serious possession you've been able to smuggle out. This would really be able to be able to relay a certain amount of regency to anybody in possession of it. I appreciate it, and given that it's the only thing you were able to bring out, um, I thank you. I thank you for this. What else did she promise you for payment? I honestly can't remember. Slash, did she promise you payment?
They're good. They're good. I have a lot of notes about Thurgood, but not as much about Theodora. I know she gave us the gear or some of the gear. I think I had a note that she was going to give Flint sulfur, I assume, for explosives. I don't know if that was as payment or if that was as kit for the
That
expedition.
would have been his payment. We're going to say that would have been his
Okay.
payment.
Yeah, I'll happily collect the explosives.
Okay. And we'll say she also gives you a small bag of money with about three cash, 3 value.
Okay.
She also just kind of says, "Hey, look. Also, I don't know how often or how much you and your buddies are going to be hanging around, but if I find any more jobs, can I find you guys again to maybe use your services more if needed?"
Yes, that would work for us, although I can't say where you'll necessarily find us. We do tend to move around some, but if you ask for us, we should be able to find that request soon enough.
Great. The she holds out her hand to shake yours. I'm assuming as you do, you pull away, and she's also given you kind of rolled up piece of fabric, which has the silver talon logo on it.
Okay.
So that would again be an Erie Dynasty reputation for you.
Okay. Cool. I'll take the kit and thank her and say, we may not. I may not have the others stop by, depending on their condition. But and I'll recommend. I want to tell her because we didn't search the castle, but we did find the mantle. I want to suggest that she has the army help clean up the rubble so that if they find anything else, she gets it. She finds it first.
Sure. She kind of say that in some fashion. She kind of looks at you and she's just like, "Yeah, no, that's the plan." They're just kind of keeping people back for now. Once interest in the place kind of dies down, we're gonna go through it extensively. Make sure that everything is a-okay.
Okay.
All right. And
I will also head for the meeting
place.
place. Yeah, I want to make sure nobody's following me. I don't know if that would be read a tense situation or figure someone out. Nah, it doesn't feel necessarily like figure someone out.
Could it be a roguish feat to sneak?
That's what I'm thinking.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, that fits. I don't think I have sneak. That's okay though. I will roll it with luck. 9 total.
Okay, mark exhaustion.
Ooh. My exhaustion track is full. I think that means if I take one more, something bad happens. I don't think it's immediate. Let me double check that.
I think you're correct.
Harm, here we go. Harm tracks, depletion, harm past the end of a track. So when you mark harm, if you've marked all the boxes, you're in a dangerous state. If all your exhaustion, you're wiped out on the door of collapsing. You can still move, but can't push further without utter collapse or unconsciousness. Okay, so I will need to do something about that soon.
Excellent. Okay, so you get back to the meeting place. It does say that your exhaustion kind of goes away with rest. It can be removed
I also
with rest.
I also at some point am going to advance on the greed drive because we secured a serious payday. Once we actually get away with it.
Did you fulfill a condition of your nature last time? Because I know Mike and Zoe did.
No.
Okay.
I haven't had much chance yet. I'm radical, so I need to I need to espouse dangerous ideas to the wrong person. So far, it's only been the right people to talk about dangerous ideas.
But if Billy says he would like to wait and rest, I would like to plead with him that we get on the road before it's too late. Which, if I understand correctly, pleading with a PC allows them to clear one exhaustion if they agree, and because Billy is, or I am a watcher to Billy, he actually clears 2 exhaustion.
That's true. Yeah, so you could do that.
Okay, I can agree to that.
I think the question, though, that comes along with that would be, would you be waiting for...
That's true. I would be waiting for Flint before I entreat Billy.
Okay, then I'll leave it as is for now.
So you guys are waiting. An hour goes by, and Flint hasn't come back yet.
Uh-oh. I mean, if we can sneak around somehow to Thurgood's camp without being seen, I think that waiting here is just giving more opportunity for bad things to happen.
That's true. Is the camp on fire? Is there any smoke in the distance?
You know what? There is.
Oh no.
Oh. Balls. Okay.
It's funny, there's just a nice little trail of smoke leading up to the sky, pretty much exactly from where you can't do. Oh, and now you're hearing the screaming.
Can I actually read my relationship, my connection with Flint?
Sure.
Flint and I had each other's back when we were run out of a clearing because our natures got out of hand. I feel like this may not be the first time.
Probably not.
All right, Scraps, let me just toss a bandage around your knee. I may have said that you were injured as the castle fell. Are Scraps back?
I guess I should, I told Gaius that I did not know if you made it out or not.
Well, I guess now you know.
Oh, God. All right.
So what's the decision? Are you guys gonna cut Flint and just get out, or are you gonna go up?
No, I can't leave Flint behind.
Oh, damn it!
I think we should sneak around though and scope it out if we can.
Okay.
I agree. I think we should pull it up. No. All right. Yep. Let's see if we can
So you guys
sneak
gonna
in.
are you gonna use sneak?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, roll for it.
I'm on exhaustion though, so if this goes bad, I'm gonna pass out. Hang on, I'm gonna just see if there's anything else I can do to clear exhaustion, fulfilling nature, getting rest.
Why don't you wait here and I'll go check on Flint?
Yeah. Actually, is there anything in that med kit I could use? I could mark a depletion instead, because I'd be consuming a resource. Like, I don't know, smelling salts or something to wake me up.
I want to say yes. Especially if you mark a usage for it. Yeah, I'll give you. You can remove one example.
Okay. I will do that. So I'll mark a depletion.
Give yourself a epinephrine shot to wake yourself up. You use the medically sealed canister of cocaine to keep yourself moving.
All right, we
It's
got like an
bunny.
hour, and then
It's got a little bunny on the label that says, "We'll put the pep back in your step."
looks like Flint.
Okay, if you guys are sneaking, you get a roll.
Yeah, all right. And this is trusting. Where is it here? Trusting fate.
Trust fate.
Isn't this trust fate? I'm not. I do
If
not
you don't have
have.
if you don't have sneak, then yes.
I've got an 8.
5.
And I can't
Okay.
help because I would be too exhausted.
GM will tell you cost.
So this works. This works great because this is what's going to happen. You two are sneaking up around the side of Thurgood's camp, and Scraps is spotted.
Yeah.
So we'll say, I don't know, Billy's a little bit ahead of Scraps, kind of leading the way or whatnot. Scraps behind. Scraps is spotted, and the High Guard. Hey, he's one of them, and starts running into the kind of tree line or behind where you guys were kind of skulking through. And so Billy is still hidden and a little bit ahead. So he's got a choice.
I will just stand up and say, hello.
They kind of immediately grab you. So, like, what you think? You think you and your friends think you can just come in here and steal all our money and our job? Go looking for our valuables, set the air's house on fire and get away with it?
Thor, we have a deal. What?
You think we wouldn't know? You think you can just come up here and play stupid after your friend gets spotted setting this whole place on fire?
They set the place on fire.
We've got helmets on, but our skulls aren't that thick.
Mine is. What's going on?
My choice is to continue to hide, stay hidden, by the way.
It's just like, well, we'll see what Lord Thurgood says about this. And kind of like gruffly grab you and start bringing you through.
I meant to say I wanted to leave the gold pouch with the other relics.
It's fine. You can do that. Yeah. And they drag you over to a section of the kind of barracks area where or encampment area where Thurgood's group has been kind of situated, and they kind of throw you to the ground in front of his tents, which are just all on fire. As you're thrown kind of to the ground in front of him, his back is turned, just
Boy,
like
I'd hate to see the way you treat your enemies.
he's just like outlined in flame. Even though it's the middle of the day, there's still like a shadow kind of cast from his back, and he kind of turns around. How dare you do this to me?
Be manhandled by your guards and thrown at your feet?
We saw your accomplice set this fire. You don't get to mouth off about this.
Well, I hate to break it to you, but I am not Flint. I did not start this fire. You'll have to speak to Flint about that.
How am I supposed to trust you when the last time I saw the two of you, you were working?
Sorry, we were what? You cut out there at the end.
You were working together.
Because I'm not setting fire to your camp now?
No, obviously you're not doing that, but you might just be coming through here to gloat, or sneaking through, since my guards did see you sneak, to try and steal something else while we were distracted.
Sorry, something else? Flint stole something from you?
I don't know if he did. We can't check, because everything's on fucking fire, isn't it?
I think.
Look,
And
the castle you sent us into was unstable. It collapsed while we were in it.
Look, that's not my fault.
I didn't say it was, but I have not seen Flint or Billy since the castle collapsed. I don't know what Flint is up to.
He stares at you shrewdly. And I'm going to make you do, you can either do a persuade or a trick. So roll with cunning or with charm.
Oh, they're the same. How about that?
I mean, sorry, you could also do
7.
Uh, 7. Sorry. Okay. Well, I'll let you pick. So
On
you
a
can
7 to
either
9, you can choose 1. They hesitate, you shake their confidence or weaken their morale. They stumble, you gain a critical opportunity. Or they overreact, take +1 forward against them.
or if you choose to persuade.
Now,
then
I mean,
I'll
it
tell
feels
you
more like
the-
a trick than a persuade, because I most definitely
Okay,
have
fair
seen
enough.
Flint and Billy since the castle collapsed.
Okay. Fair enough.
On a hit, they take the bait and do what you want. On a 7 to 9, they can instead choose 1.
Yeah, I think it means you can choose. So basically, the way that I'll frame it then is if you choose, like, if he hesitates, then you're basically looking to, which is possible. He stumbles. Critical opportunity could be you could take him hostage. You could potentially make a run for it. You could make some kind of like physical. You could create some kind of physical opportunity, or if he overreacts, you get a +1 on whatever next happens.
Yeah, forward is the next roll, right? It's not
Yep.
hold. Yeah.
Nope.
All right. I will shake their confidence. I will shake his confidence. Is my
Okay. So he's been blustering, being very decisive, and your reaction to it, I guess, kind of creates a pause. The two soldiers who brought you forward have been kind of like looking more and more agitated, ready to do something about this. And as he kind of stops and they kind of look at him, they're just like, what do we do? My lord, what do we do? Can
bucket
we
chain.
do we
Where's
do
the
we
river?
uh they're already working on it.
And what's
Yes.
the issue?
I don't know. I don't know what to have him do now though.
Was I close enough to hear much of this?
Yeah, I mean he's been screaming this, so you're hearing all of it, no problem.
I'd like to first actually read a tense situation because I want to know with more confidence if they have flint. Yeah, from what they're saying, I get the impression they don't. But
okay, go ahead. Roll cunning.
so I'm ending up with an 8.
Okay. So, is your question basically, do they have flint?
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't seem to.
Okay. So I'm going to yell, "Help! The bunny's getting away." Try and like disguise my voice a little bit, make it sound a little more bird. Wait, what's the Tweety bird? Help!
I thought I saw a putty tat.
Yeah. I thought I saw a wabbit.
Okay. You're gonna do trick then, so you're gonna roll cunning again.
Yep. Coming to a 9 this time. Oh, but I read a tense situation. Oh no, I only get the +1 if I get a 10 plus. Is that right? I think it is.
Take a +1 when acting on the answer. I don't know. I think that might carry for the one that you get to. I don't see why not.
Okay. So then that pushes me to a 10 on my trick.
Um, yeah, I think that makes sense. So yeah, so you get a +1, so that brings you to. Does that bring you to a 10?
It does, yeah.
Okay. The two guards that are standing beside your friend immediately hear you, look over kind of in the direction that you've been yelling from, and are just like, "Buddy, what? That way!" And they turn and they run off around to where you are.
Okay, I'm gonna like move away from where I was as soon as I yell out, maybe a little closer to Scraps.
Thurgood kind of is still standing there. He turns back towards the flames and kind of like looks down into his hands and is kind of like, why is this so difficult?
Again, you have to ask Flint. I'm not sure what's going on here.
Can you just get out of here? And he skulks off in some other direction.
Okay, I will get out of here then.
What?
Okay. After you heading back to your
Sorry, I was gonna ask, what would tracking fall under?
Tracking.
Like if I wanted to find any sign of where Flint went, assuming that they started here because that's where the fire is.
I could hear an argument for cunning or potentially finesse. Yeah, I think those are probably the two most likely. Probably, I lean more probably towards cunning.
Okay, so then that would fit into a read a tense situation, which I guess maybe makes sense. Best way through.
I'm doing the best I can for you, Zoe. I'm doing the best I can for you here. Okay. So sorry, go ahead, Nick. You can do a cunning roll.
Okay. So that comes to an 11.
So I don't know how I'm going to interpret this fully because that's a little bit. The fire's really big. It's been burning for a little bit, right? Having worked with Flint before and escaped, and given that they weren't already captured or being hunted, you get the impression that it was probably a fire that started small somewhere where they were able to get out of control, or get far enough away that it got big enough that they could then run when it was effectively a good enough distraction. Problem though is that there's a lot of movement around. The fire has created a lot of commotion, and that's made finding the bunny's footprints difficult. It takes a little bit, and you do eventually think you find them. They basically just go as far away. Like Flint has effectively lit the fire and booked it the fuck out of Dodge.
I will suggest that we follow, but maybe not directly follow, so that we don't add tracks to tracking us down.
I
Are you gonna
suggest we
bring
go back
your
and
you
get
gonna
our
bring your stuff first?
Oh, it's not. Okay, I guess I
Billy,
should have asked.
we
It's
should
not in the
come
direction
back
of our.
and
No,
get our
it's like
stuff.
the opposite direction.
Please, Billy, let's go get the stuff and then we can follow Flint. I'm
But
pleading
Flint
with
went
the
that
PC.
way. I feel like Billy would actually argue with that because he wants to take care of Flint, but I think ultimately
I
his
agree, but I
greed-
don't think we're coming back here. I think we should get our stuff and get out. And we'll follow Flint. We'll just do so with our spoils.
Yeah, we have a direction, so we can assume they headed for safety and circle around to where they would have ended up in the forest. Okay. I will acquiesce. And I feel a bit better. And you said I take 2 exhaustion back from your.
That's what it says, yeah.
Cool.
So you guys get your stuff and you head out into the forest, following the tracks that Flint has made. Sorry. And I'm going to tell you that's the end of our adventure for the moment.
Damn it,
I want to
Flint.
end though on a scene of Flint talking to a mole person. Now, Flint escaped with a belt that they found in the castle. And what was the artifact that you gave them? Was it the scepter? Okay. I believe they also found the glass, the piece of glass, right? Or did somebody else find that and keep that?
I don't believe
Somebody
we
found it,
found
not me.
piece of glass. Did we find? I don't remember a piece of
Yeah,
glass.
it was described as a monocle, effectively.
Yep.
Oh, the monocle.
I think that
Yep.
was Flint who
I
found
forgot
that.
about the monocle. Yeah.
Because I was not. It was in the rubble, and I was not digging in the rubble.
The mole person emerges from a hut and looks at Flint and says, "Oh yes, Flint dear, what treasures have you brought me today?" Flint takes off the belt, puts it on the table, puts the monocle down, puts the scepter down. The mole comes over, and you know, she's like, her eyes don't open very wide because she's used to being working in the dark. And she gets close to the items, almost like comically, she has to like hold her eyes open to like be able to look close enough at them. Um, and she's just like, "Oh, these are quite exceptional pieces. Um, First of all, I would tell you that they are all uh, worth 10 value. What you have here," she looks at the belt. She says, "You've got the Corvid belt. The Kingfisher dynasty fashioned this out of feathers from the crows of the last war that they fought in. Um, it was meant to scare their enemies as they warred into battle. This is the monocle of Oscar an old accountant of the Kingfisher family, um, who was said to be able to make gold appear out of thin air. And finally, you have the binding scepter. I know very few people, but some, who would pay very handsomely in order to have this artifact. Um, and I think that's where we're going to end.
Do we know this fence?
I would say maybe
This is more out of curiosity than anything
Billy
else.
does. If he's worked with Flint, probably. I don't know, Mike. You can roll luck.
After Flint and I pulled off an impressive heist and sold something very valuable from a powerful factions, my bad choices landed me in dire straits.
All right, fine. Everybody knows the fence. It's Millie the mole.
Okay, because I know we got to fence our stuff too. Was more what I was
Yes.
thinking.
She's quite good at moving things through the underground, literally.
Yeah, okay, very good.
See what I did there? So I think that's it. That's our route adventure for the moment, guys. Yeah, I don't think I have anything more for that for the moment. You guys pulled off a pretty impressive heist, I would say.
We didn't get our payment for the binding scepter, as the one payment we
Yeah.
didn't get was Thurgood's.
Yeah.
Everyone else paid in advance.
Correct.
Oh well.
Well, he seems to be getting punished on multiple fronts at this point.
Yeah, that
That's
goes
because
without
it's a good thing
saying.
for the family. Because otherwise, oof, stealing from us.
Well, that's so again, that's it for us for Root. What do you guys think? Do you have any comments or suggestions?
I thought it was really well done. I thought it was a lot of fun. I think it would be interesting to do another one. Now that we
Mhm.
kind of have a better idea of how the mechanics work and what we're doing,
Yeah.
just to fully explore them, because these are different enough from what you usually see that I think it could be
Yeah.
really neat to explore them more. That's my
I
take.
think you guys had a very interesting. You set up a very interesting political situation, um, which I think I struggled a little bit keeping up with or figuring out how I was going to make it work, like fit properly. But I liked that game state existed, that we could kind of go there. You know, it puts me in mind of I recently was working through the ultraviolet cast, and remembering what that felt like for play was weird, and I kind of want to go back to it because that was just so different and surreal. And I think that I probably should have tackled this in a similar vein, like not worried about um, like letting the sandbox nature of it really exist and letting you guys kind of try and dictate a little bit more the value of certain things. I think that might have made it sing a little bit more. But I don't know. That's just my feeling on it for the moment.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I had fun. I think it felt like we were making choices that actually change things. I'd be curious to come back to this clearing, you know, in 10 years and see who's actually in charge and still alive.
Well, all I kept thinking is when we leave, when we come back, what's going to happen to our reputation? Because we got
yeah,
rep delivering stuff, but once they learn what we actually did, is that notoriety coming up?
Well, the only way they find out fully about what you did is if they find the artifacts in the black market after the fact and realize where they potentially came from. Because otherwise, they've just been buried in the rubble and destroyed.
We promised Theodora everything we found, and we did the same to Gaius. So if they speak to each other,
of
course,
sure.
I have a plan to blame the ants, so it's okay.
You guys are also thieves, so like, what really are people going to expect? Like,
that's true. I mean, we told Gaius up front. I was like, "Hey, your guys wouldn't let me speak to you, so I made a deal with someone else."
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Otherwise, it was a lot of fun. It was really different. I kind of want to try it again and make it stretch a little bit more and see if we could feel it a little bit better. I think that's kind of a little bit of the problem of the show that we have, in that we don't spend super long in any of these games. It's a blessing and a curse, but oh well. Yeah. Otherwise, if nobody has any other final thoughts. Sorry, this was a bit of a shorter one, gang, but I appreciate all of you who hung out. Zoe even jumped in at the end. Utterly blew the shit up. Those were the instructions I was given, by the way.
Yeah.
I would just like it noted. I played the character true to form. So yeah, for the moment, we're going to be done for Root. I got to see if Chris and Zoe are both back next week. Then we might jump on, because that's what we've decided to go back to for the moment. Got to get that prepped. If they can't, then we'll throw something for the interim until we jump onto that ship. But we'll be back next week. So until then, you can find us at Corporate Crash Course on YouTube and at CCC RPG and Twitter. Yeah, until next week, take care.
Oh, bye.
Bye. Thank you.